Hi everybody, it's Alicia Markfort with, hi, this is Alicia Markfort and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States and I live in St. Paul, Minnesota. And today is Class to Go. It's Help Me Grow Class to Go. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes here to let people hop on. I'm going to set up my tablet so in case my chats don't show up on my computer, I can see them either way. So if you're here, please say hello. Okay. Hi Lori, how are you? Okay, so it's 2 o'clock. Central Daylight Time, and it's Thursday, March 16th. So that means it is Expressions by Lish. Help Me Grow Class to Go. So I'm just going to give it just a couple more seconds just to let some people pop on. Beautiful day today in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's probably a little bit warmer, but the last I checked it was 75 degrees and sunny. And yeah, doing good. Just finished my challenge card. Oh, great, Lori. I can't wait to see it. I love seeing the challenge cards. I have a Facebook group called Expressions by Lish Stamping Circle, and it is a private group. Anybody can join. It's for stamping and crafting minded people. And every week I host a sketch challenge and I love to see what everybody makes, and it always amazes me how different everybody's card is, and we're all using basically the same sketch. So that is so cool. I just absolutely love it. It inspires me so much to see everybody else's creations. I just absolutely love it. If you would like, you can send me a message and I can get you the link, or you can go to my Facebook page and find it there, and you can join the group. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I pick a winner once a week out of everybody who submits a photo of their sketch challenge, and they get a door prize. I send them like embellishments, designer series paper, you know, things like that. Okay, well, I'm going to switch over to oh, I'm already on my table. Look at that. Look at me. I don't know how I switched that without even noticing, but I did. Huh. I have been sick for the last, I don't know, week and a half. Feels like a month. And so I haven't taken any medicine today, so I can't blame medicine for my brain fog. But if I'm a little bit loopy, you know why. Okay, so this week is Help Me Grow Class to Go. This is a Stampin' Up! Bundle. It has, and when I say bundle, that means that it has stamps and dies. And we are going to use a lot of everything in this set. This was the absolute most fun bundle I have worked with in a very long time. I mean, I love all the bundles, but I really had a lot of fun making these cards. I know it sounds really weird, but you'll understand. These handles for the tools, I fell in love with. I just loved that you could stamp the handles, you could stamp the flowers, and the leaves match up. There's 2 different stamps. I know, but we're crafters, we're stampers, you totally understand. So, okay, so that is the bundle that we are using today. And these are the 5 cards, and like I said, I had a good time making them. These are the 5 cards that we're going to be making today. Normally I do 4. Sometimes, you know, I do 5, but I could have easily done 6 or 8. You guys, they were just a lot of fun. This is totally my type of design stamp set. You know, it's got flowers, it's got gardening, it has all my favorite things all in one thing. So these are the cards, and the first card that we are going to start with is actually the sketch challenge card. This is the card that I made for the sketch challenge, And this card right here, I'll talk about it when we get to it, but this card I actually made from Melissa Faustho's A Color Challenge. Melissa is my upline. And yeah, this is the card that I made for her color challenge. And I thought, you know, I liked it so well, I added it into my glass. That's how we got 5 cards. I thought, oh, we gotta make it, right? Okay. So, when you receive your class to go, so if you would like to receive this class to go, you spend $50 in my online store, and you will receive these card kits from me as a thank you gift for placing an order. So at least $50 or more. And like I said, they'll mail out to you. You'll receive all of these card kits, everything that's included, and you'll receive a PDF that is emailed to you, as well as you'll have this video to refer to. Okay, so the first one will always have any extras that you need for your card kit, and we'll also have your stamping guide in it. And I wanted to kind of, I know I've talked about the stamping guide a little bit, and I would love to know, oh hi Debbie, how are you? I'm glad you made it. I'd like to know what you guys think about it. And so what I did was, this is the stamping guide for this week's card kit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you like how I get ready when I'm making my cards. So I like to have things stamped and die cut and then put everything together. You definitely do not have to do it that way. This just, for me, it makes it easier. So let me know what you guys think about that. Okay, so as always, what you'll receive in your kit is this blank piece of paper. It's an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of basic white cardstock. And then so that will be in your first kit. You'll receive a piece of lemon lolly that will be cut and scored for you. Another piece of lemon lolly, and this is the mat that's going to go on the front of our card. You'll receive a piece of basic white for the inside. I like the guide, it helps me with prep. Okay, good, Lori. I'm glad. And then you'll receive a piece of designer series paper that's cut with the stylish shapes dies. You receive a piece of strawberry slush cardstock. This will be cut for you also. I made a picture frame with the stylish shape dies. You'll receive, and your pieces will be whole pieces, a piece of granny apple green to cut foliage, a piece of bubble bath to cut some flowers. Here are my pieces. And you'll receive a piece of strawberry slush to die cut your tools. Okay, so like I said, I wanted to start, obviously I had mine stamped already because I wanted to take a picture and get it ready for the PDF and everything. So normally what I would do is I would look at my cards, and then I would stamp what I need to stamp that needs to be die cut. Okay, so then what I do is I take my dies, and obviously, I mean, you're not going to be able to cut everything at once because there's not multiple dies, but I will show you what I do. And then we have, and I mean, in each card, you're going to still have to die cut. But if you wanted to, you could start with your stamping, get that all done. Then you could start die cutting, and you could die cut all your pieces too if you'd like. Okay, so we have our pot, we have one of the handles, and then I like to take Post-it note tape so they don't wiggle. And you could use just a Post-it note, you could use masking tape, Stampin' Up! Sells masking tape, anything that you have that's not as tacky, a washi tape. Okay, so we have this handle, we have this pot, and now this one I did stamp on here, but I die cut it. I believe I did. Let me just quick look at the card. Pretty sure I did. I die cut it with the detail die instead of the outline. Okay, so all I did was I stamped first, And I'm just doing flowers on this one. And then I'm just laying that detailed die over the top. Okay, we have that. And then for this is Good Luck. This was on this sign. And it's a tight squeeze, but it's still okay. I just kind of line it up. If you want, you could cut your sign first and then stamp on it. That's totally up, you know, whatever you guys are comfortable with doing. And then this one also is a detailed die. This, I think I would die cut this and then stamp on it. But I've already stamped on it on here, so I'm just going to, it's pretty easy to line up. Okay, so then I'm going to make some space here, and I am going to get my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. I don't want to lose my parts or pieces, so I'm just going to bring this in. And sometimes there's way more stamping on this sheet than what's in this week's class to go. And then I'm just going to run this through. And too, like maybe sometimes you only have time one day to stamp and get your stuff ready. So you just want to stamp everything. Then you could go ahead, you can stamp everything, and you could die cut it at the same time. Or, you know, you can get that all together and then put everything in that first envelope, and you have everything to go. So the next time when you have more time, you have another part done. So then I just have that die cut now. And I mean, we will use die cuts throughout, but this is just a nice way to, at least for me, to feel like I'm organized, right? I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to take your pick tool, and this one is stuck in here, so there's holes on the back of your dies that you can poke out. That's why they're there. And then this one is the detail. I like that you could also cut this too. I love the detail die as well. Okay, so I'm going to put that one aside, and then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to run this one through again. Okay, and these are for our first card. I don't know about you guys, but I just love it. It's just, you know, you can go to a garden store and see all the pretty gardening tools with all the fancy handles, and I don't know, I just think it's cool. Do I have the gardening tools with the fancy handles? No. Would I like them? Yes. So I guess I'll stamp them, right? Okay. So here we have just like this, the basic prep done. Okay. And then of course with your cards you could go then and start die cutting out the rest of your pieces. I'm just going to set this aside because we will bring this out again because shortly, you know what, I think I'm just going to do it right away since I have it out. Okay, so your first layer is your Lemon Lolly layer for your first card. And what I did was I embossed it with the Lazy, I think it's either Lazy Daisy 3D embossing folder, but I don't know, it's probably blurry. I didn't emboss the whole thing. I only embossed it to here. Now your sheet in your kit will be embossed, but if you wanted to make other cards this way, I wanted to show you how I did that. You could also just do put your card base in there. I just thought it was easier for me to just do a mat. Okay, so what I did was, this is the Lazy Daisy embossing folder, and because it's 3D, you need plate number 1 and plate number 4. And then all I did was I just took the piece that I want, you know, I want the left hand side to be embossed, so I'm going to put it on the right hand side. And I did not measure, I just eyeballed it, what I thought looked good. So that is how you can emboss just part. You don't have to emboss the whole entire sheet when you're doing that. So there's that tip for you for embossing, but like I said, yours will be already done for you. And isn't that just so pretty? And you know, it has enough, because it's 3D, it raises up that paper so it does look like you have another layer on your card front. I think that is so cool. Okay, so I am going to take my Lemon Lolly card base and I am going to fold and burnish it. And then I'm going to take the piece that we just embossed, and now this is the full size of our card front. And I am going to use seal, and then over the part that I embossed, I'm going to use a very light hand because of the detail in it, and running it through the embossing machines have changed the fibers of the paper. And then we are going to, this is going to go on the left. And then I just like to, when it's all one size, I just like to start at the bottom. I bend it a little bit and I attach, you know, adhere it, and then I just let it fall. Make sure it's straight. Okay, so there's our card front. Let's bring our card back in here. And then I'm going to take my pieces here, and what I did was I put this picture frame here first, and I used liquid glue for this. We're just going to add some liquid glue, maybe. When I was getting ready for class today, I realized this is my last bottle of green glue, and this, I did not have any more big dimensionals like the white ones. I have tons of mini ones, I have black ones, but I do not have large dimensionals like the regular size one. I don't know how that happened, but either I must have just ordered a ton of minis, I don't know. So we'll see what I come up with today for, I'll probably be using black dimensionals today. Okay, so I'm going to put this kind of kitty wampus towards the top of my thing, card front, my thing, and I'm just going to adhere that down. And I have glue everywhere. Then I'm going to flip this over, and like I said, let's look for some dimensionals here. I have the black one, so we will be using black. And that's okay, they work. I was just designing next week's class, and I really used a lot of these because I'm using the Barbecue Masters set, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to use black dimensionals. Well, it's a good thing I decided to use them because I didn't have the other ones. Oh, I tell ya, I feel like just life lately. Okay. So I'm going to take this piece of Bubble Bath DSP. This is from the Mixed Up Patterns DSP 12x12 paper. And I am just, oh, look at there. I did the different size. Huh. I'll have to recut that for you guys. I thought that looked a little different. I cut the bigger square instead of the smaller one. So we'll fix that for your kit. Then I'm going to take this piece of green, Granny Apple Green, and I'm just going to add some towards the bottom of my stem, and I'm going to placing this in the corner, but not, you know, I don't want it to go off of the card, so it fits in the envelope. Then I'm going to take these two pieces that I have already stamped. I'm going to flip these over, and I am going to, let's see, isn't that cute, you guys? Oh, it's just so cute. I am going to put some liquid glue on the tip, this little piece that die cuts here, and I'm just going to line that up. There's a little line that cuts that you know where to line that up. And I'm going to do the same thing on the rake or fork. And we're going to do the same thing. And there's a little line there that you know that's where the edge of your die cut goes. And then I am going to add dimensionals onto this that apparently I put away already. And I'm just going to use a couple. And we're going to put here and here. So do you guys like to garden? Are you gardeners? I love to garden. And I know it sounds weird, and I don't like to do it when it's too hot and humid, but I don't mind to weed. Like, I don't know, some days it's just, I just need that. It's just a good way to just let your mind go and just, you know. Okay, so we're gonna put this down first. I was gonna say the spoon. How about the shovel? And then I'm gonna take the rake, hoe, fork thing, and I'm gonna put part of it under and part of it over. Just like that. Then I'm gonna take these bubble bath flowers. Oh, you know what? I think I put dimensionals on those. I did. Oh, geez. I do have white ones of those. And I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on the bigger flowers. You could definitely cut them in half. I see I do have a half one here, so I think I'll do a half right down here. And I'll do a bigger one up here. I mean, obviously don't put the glue on first like I did, but hopefully they stick down. They should. Probably not as well. Yeah, see, they're coming up. Okay. If I can get the backings off, we'll be good. We'll be golden. Okay. Oh, what a mess. Okay. Lori's not the biggest fan of weeding, but I don't want weeds choking out my flowers. Yeah, me neither. Like I said, if it's not hot or humid and the bugs aren't bugging me, then I'm okay with it. Alright, so I'm just going to take this and we're just going to tuck this underneath here, just like so. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp in Granny Apple Green, You Help Me Grow. And I'm going to stamp that right on my card front. If you'd like, you could stamp that on first and then glue it down. And I'm just going to stamp it on the side that is not embossed. So on the right hand side. And You Help Me Grow. And then we're going to add some embellishments. And let's see, which ones did I use here? I used the Petals of Beauty for this card, and I used the white ones. Okay, we're going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. Whoa. And I am going to put a big one right here and a little one here. And I'm going to take another big, I'm going to make my triangle, I'm going to put it right up here on the embossed side. I'm going to stick it down real good to make sure it sticks. And there's card number one. What do you guys think? I'm like, I know I've said this before, but lately I have been like into Strawberry Slush and Lemon Lolly. That has been like my color lately. I'm not quite sure why, because I'm not the biggest yellow person. My husband loves yellow. But yeah, that's what I've been using a lot of lately. Okay, so there's card number one. Set this aside. And then let's go to card number two. And that is this one right here. And now this card is from a sketch challenge from my group a couple sketches ago, I believe. Okay, so in your card kit you will receive a piece of peach pie that will be cut and scored for you, a piece of DSP that will be cut, a piece of basic white for the inside, a piece of granny apple green for your foliage, a piece of fresh freesia for the flowers, and I have already cut mine out. You will have whole pieces in your kit. And then you're going to receive another piece of DSP that will be cut for a mat, the floral one, and a piece of basic white that our focal point is going to go on, a piece of white for your sentiment, and then mats, peach pie mats for all your DSPs, and our focal point will be in your kit. And then set that aside, and this is the pot that I stamped in Calypso Coral and we die cut. Okay, so with the die cuts, okay, this is the outline. Obviously this is the one I used that die cut our stamped image. This is the detail die. Now you can put this over the top of your stamped image to get the little line that cuts so that you can slip flowers into your pot so it looks a little bit more realistic. But I didn't want the smaller pot. Okay, so what I did was I took one of my ends for my take your pick tool, and then and I'm going to use the razor blade end. Okay, so that's this right here. This is one of the tips that goes in your take your pick tool. And then I am just going to, this is old from Stampin' Up, but any kind of board, if you've used you know, what are they called, the you know, it doesn't make a mark, or it doesn't, you know what I mean. And I'm just following, and I'm just going around like this, just making a little slit, and see, so there I have my slice. And it's just a nice smooth edge of way of doing that. If you do not have the razor blade edge, or if you have another tool, use that. You could take a scissors and try to get that in there, but it's a little bit easier, I think, with the razor blade. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our card base and we are going to fold and burnish our card base. And let peach pie, this is one of the retiring colors, you guys. This would be a great time, if you haven't already got your stocked up on your retiring colors, if you'd like to get them. And especially still yet today and tomorrow, you get double rewards when you place an order in my online store. So there's like a win-win. Something we used for eyelets, right? Self-healing. Thank you, Lori. A self-healing mat. I have other self-healing mats. To be honest, I don't know where they went. They're packed away somewhere in a very good place. Oh yeah, love it. I'm loving Lemon Lolly too, Lori. But yeah, so I believe, yes, it was with eyelets. I have the other piece. It's in the same drawer I just used. So we're going to take our piece of DSP and we are going to put this on our card front the same way we did the last card. And like I said, this is the same size as your card base. Then I'm going to take my DSP pieces and we are going to put those on our peach pie mats. I love this paper. I'm trying to desperately think what it's called. It's like Lovely and Beautiful or something like that. It's such pretty paper. It's great wedding because I think it does come with stamp set that has wedding sentiments in it. And we're going to place this on the skinnier mat. So I don't know if this is considered the A side or the B side, but whatever side they are, I truly love them. Then we're going to flip these over, the mats that we just made, our mat stacks. And we are going to add some seal. I'm going to put this bigger one down first. And I'm just putting this right in the center. Okay. And then I'm going to take this mat stack with the floral DSP. I'm not going to put it all the way at the bottom, but pretty close. And I'm going to let the edges stick off. See how it got the margins on each end? Then I'm going to take my piece of white DSP that will be in your card kit. I'm going to add some seal to that. And then I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to add dimensionals to it. Just like that. I'm probably going to run out of these too. I think I better place my order to get my double rewards, right? It's another good way to use your double rewards. Stock up on your supplies, you guys, because those rewards start at $20. And so, yeah, you're going to get double now. And so, yeah, if you need cardstock, if you need dimensionals, re-inkers, whatever the case may be that you might be out of, and you're thinking, this is a good time, you guys, to get the essentials. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the left-hand side, leaving probably about 1/4 inch of this mat exposed, that plaid one. Okay, so now I'm going to build my flower pot. And now I cut 2 pieces of 2 different foliages, and I'm used the I don't know, this leafy one. It reminds me of carrot tops. I'm gonna put this down. I'm not quite sure why I put liquid glue on there, but I did. I don't think I really needed to, but. And I'm going to take this piece that's the leaves. I'm going to put this over the top. And with that slit in there, it just, you know, it really is nice. Then I'm going to take a dimensional, and I'm going to put this so that the secure stays in there. Just like that. Over the slice that you made. Okay. I'm going to put one more down here, which, oh yeah, I do have one more. Yay! Okay, and then I'm going to put this on my card mat, and then I'm going to add my flowers on. This is just a lot easier to put your foliage in first in your little pot before, you know. And I'm just centering this on my mat. Then I'm going to take you're going to die cut, and there are 2 of these dies in your set of your dies when you have this bundle. And what I'm going to do is I am going to add dimensionals to 3 of them. I'm going to use 2 of the bigger ones like that, and I'm going to use 1 smaller one. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut some halvesies just like that. Okay, and I am going to put one of them up here. I'm putting them right on my card. You see that? I'm going to peel that off, and I'm going to take one of these little fresh freesia pieces. I think they're supposed to be blooms that aren't quite open yet. I'm going to just put it right over the top of that dimensional. Maybe. Yeah. Now let's see if oh, yep. Okay, and I want the other one over here on this side, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take that, and I am going to put that right here. I'm going to peel that backing off. I'm going to peel that backing off, and then I'm going to take this And I'm going to put that right over that the dimensional like the other one, just as a little bit easier to do. Then I'm going to take these flowers here. I'm going to peel these backings off, and I'm going to put the two larger ones. I'm just placing them on there. I'm going to put that one there. And then this littler one is going to go in the center like this. So you have one that you do not use that you can use on a different card, or you can put it on this card. It would be kind of cute on the flower pot too. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our sentiment, and we are going to stamp in Calypso Coral. We're going to stamp the sentiment hello. So did you guys do anything outside today? I didn't even get a chance to go outside yet. It's highly unusual for me. Okay, I think it's because I don't feel good. But who knows? I'll quit being a baby. Okay, so I'm just going to stamping on that little strip that will be in your, it's probably a little bigger than a 1/4 inch. It's probably a 1/4 inch. And I'm going to put this away so I don't make a mess. Because you guys know me, I will get my whole hand in there. And then I'm going to take my snips that I use for paper only, and I am going to cut a banner end in there. Just to add a little touch to it, a little whimsy. Okay, what's the deal here? I must use these scissors on something else. Okay, so obviously this is a lot longer than you need it to be. So first things first, because I didn't stick any of these really down, I'm eyeballing that to see where I want that. Okay, so I know I want it right here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to hold that up. I'm going to put a mini dimensional right there. I'm not going to take the back off yet. And then I'm going to trim some of this off. I'm going to put it the same spot, hopefully, that I did the last one. Okay. And just like that. Because I like how it looks where it's kind of sticking up a little. Oh, I got to take the back off. I'm like, why isn't that sticking? I know I put that dimensional on there. All right. And there you go. So there is your sentiment. And then we're going to use the same embellishments as we did the last one, which is Pearls of Beauty. And we're going to use this pretty ones here. I just love these. And we are going to put one right here. Whoops. One right here. I think my putty end, it's getting close to being the edge end, I think. And then another big one. And we're going to go right there. And there's card number 2. I like the bright and pretty. I wasn't at first when I made this card and I had the big pattern on there. I was like, but it grew on me. Okay, card number 3 is the card that I had mentioned that I made. It was from a color challenge card. And I love any kind of challenge. I like a sketch challenge. I like the color challenges. I like when people have like the tic-tac-toe challenges. I've always enjoyed those. They're just so much fun for me. And so, especially like the color challenge, I sometimes really struggle with that because you really have to like think, and like when you have to use certain colors. So these colors were Lemon Lime Twist, Granny Apple Green, Balmy Blue, and Night of Navy. Now these are not colors, like I always use Lemon Lime Twist and Granny Apple Green, always. Rarely do I use Balmy Blue, and rarely do I use Night of Navy. Why? Not really sure, but so this one, like I said, this is why I think I wanted to use it for this class, because I was like, oh wow, those colors are actually very pretty together. Okay, so in your card kit, you will receive a piece of Lemon Lime Twist for your card base. You will receive a piece of basic white for the inside. You'll receive a piece of DSP. It will not be cut out. You'll receive a piece of lemon lime twist that will be embossed for you. Mine is not embossed yet. We will quickly emboss that together. Yours will be embossed. You'll receive another piece of lemon lime twist that will be the mat for your focal piece. Granny apple green, lemon lime twist, balmy blue, and your piece of DSP, all for all your, and you'll receive one tiny square of secret, oh here it is, Secret C. It will be a 1x1 to cut out this cute little loop, yarn loop that goes on the end. So those are the pieces that I cut out. And then you should have another piece of basic white. And you know, I had an extra piece of basic white, and I thought, why do I have this extra piece? And I put it in my scraps, and I would bet it's for this card. So we'll just cut another one. Okay, so this mat is 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. No, 4 5/8. No, 4 3/8. Okay, so we're gonna cut that first. Let's see if I got this right. Okay, so I said 3 1/8. I'm gonna cut that. And I said by 4 3/8, right? Yep, ta-da, just like that. Then I'm going to quickly emboss this piece here. And like I said, it will be embossed for you. And I'm going to use that same Lazy Daisy. And I'm just going to do this off of camera. And I'm just going to run this through quick for our card mat. Okay. We have that. All right. I need to reposition myself. For some reason, I keep sliding off of my chair today, and I'm not sure why. Maybe I don't know, maybe I have slippery pants on or something. All right. So now we have our parts and pieces. First thing I'm going to do though is I am adding a little bit of balmy blue ink with a blending brush on the middle of my mat, just to kind of lessen the white space a little bit. And I'm just looking for my light blue blending brush. So my blending brushes, I just basically, I have like, you know, for light blues, I have ones for purples, dark purples, so on and so forth. And then what I'm going to do is I am just going to, I just want some in like the middle-ish, but enough that you're going to see it stick out behind that flower pot. Okay. For this card, I did switch to Blueberry Bushel for my pot because this one was Night of Navy and I did not have any more Night of Navy paper left. And Blueberry Bushel is another color that I rarely use. So it was kind of nice to, you know, that's another thing with the challenge. You know, it's, you use stuff that you're not used to doing. And when you're using other colors, like if you're in a slump and you can't come up with a card to make, and sometimes if you do something outside the box, it really sparks more creativity. And that's why I love a challenge. Okay. Now we are going to fold and burnish our card base. And this is not the full, this is the 5 1/4 by 4. And again, a light touch with your seal. Okay, and then we're just going to put this right on the front of our card base with equal margins all the way around. I don't know, today kind of feels like, you know, a summer day or a very late spring day. And I'm kind of feeling like maybe that we were going to have salads for supper tonight, but I don't know. Now I'm kind of feeling like maybe we should have grilled, but I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like tomorrow. I know the weekend's not supposed to be nice. Now I'm going to take my piece of basic white that I added that blending on with the balmy blue, and I'm putting that on my lemon lime. I think I keep calling it lemon lolly. This is lemon lime twist, you guys. Okay, and I'm going to flip that over, and we're going to add dimensionals to this, and I'm just going to cut these up. Use your whole sheet of dimensionals, you guys. Get all your money's worth out of it, right? Sometimes it's nice to have these because, you know, you can make different sizes. If you run out, you still have some. Oh, I tell ya. Okay, and we're going to put this one right in the corner because it's a corner piece, right? Why not? I'm going to peel these off. And then we're going to center this on our card front. Whoops. That was a little rigorous there. Okay. Boy, just look at, I don't know, you guys, I don't know how well you can see, but all that balmy blue just really pops with that lemon lime twist. Okay, we're going to do the same thing that we did, but now this card we don't have to add the slot because we used the detailed die, and this one has the slice in it for you. So for this card you want, well, and you don't even have to cut this many pieces. I just really liked this one to be a full pot. So I'm going to add in a piece of lemon lime twist, and we're going to go granny apple green behind it, just like that. And I'm going to put another piece of foliage. This is another piece of lemon lime twist. It's like a tongue twister. And I'm going to slip that behind these. Whichever way you guys think looks good, just get them in there. Okay, my fingers aren't working. There we go. I just like having that little pop of darker green in there with the lighter green. I'm going to flip this over, and again, I'm going to do like I did with that last card, and this is how I'm securing them down. Just making sure that they stay put. Okay, I'm going to peel the backings off. And I love how this DSP, the look of this looks like, you know, the pot. Oh, and then we're going to take, and this one is the saucer. This also has a detail die, and that slices, and we're going to slip that right underneath there. And I don't go all the way in, but I go pretty darn close, and I went right over my dimensional. So we're going to add another one. Okay. And we are going to flip this puppy over, and this one is going to go right in the center. And then we're going to take our sign that you are going to die cut out of the balmy blue, and then with Night of Navy, we are going to stamp the word thanks. But I'm going to clean this off because we used it on, have we used thanks yet? I don't know if we have, but I'm going to clean it anyway. I think we might have used hello and help me grow. Okay, we're going to ink this up in Night of Navy. You could use blueberry bushel. And we have the word thanks. And then we're going to take this, we're going to put a dimensional on the back at the, you know, the wider part. Just like this. We're going to peel this off. And we are going to just tuck this in the leaves. And we have that. Then we're going to take our shovel. I'm going to put the flowers on last. And this you're going to die cut a piece with Balmy Blue, and then this is a piece of Designer Series paper that uses the detailed die. And we're going to put these together, and I just find it easier just to put a little liquid glue on the tip end here. I'm going to line that up. Okay, so now with this piece here, this little that goes on here, I just like to take mine and I just kind of cut it at the bottom, and then that way I can loop it through and it looks like you tied on a little ribbon or something. And you just go like that. And then I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put a mini dimensional on there to hold that in place. I'm going to flip it over. Yep, that worked. Then we're going to add some, as long as I have the minis out, I'm just going to put one over the little handle just to make sure that it's good and stuck. I'm going to cut a couple of these off. Let's cut a few of them, huh? And we're going to put one on the handle, or the shovel end, not the handle. Now, I thought it would be cool to make this look more like a shovel. So I just took my bone folder and very carefully, I'm just giving it that little bit of a curve to the shovel. Gives it that little bit of shape. And I'm going to peel these edges off, backings off. I'm going to take my little, and we are going to place that over the bottom of our pot. There, isn't that cute? I just think that's so cute. Okay, now I'm going to take my flowers that I have cut out, and these I'm just placing. Now you can kind of loop them around, because, you know, flowers, but I am going to use liquid glue on this. See, I think that's why that last card I'm like, why did I use liquid glue? Well, this is why, because one of them I used dimensionals and one I used liquid glue. Okay, like I said, I'm just kind of looping them around and placing them anywhere your heart's delight. Maybe this one could go here. Okay. So what do you guys think of this bundle? You guys like this bundle? I like it. I think it's really a lot of fun. And we're just going to kind of go like that. And then we're going to take the smaller one and add it like that. Oh, Debbie, I'm glad. I'm glad you like this one. Like I said, I just wasn't even sure, and I'm glad I added it to the bunch then. And I'm just going to kind of stick this in with the leaf a little bit. Okay, so for this card, I used two different embellishments. I used these that went to the turtles. They are called Shades of Green Hexagons. And then I also used the basic rhinestones, because I have so many embellishments, you guys. This part here will be totally your call if you want to put, but I have so many of these and they're nice and little. So I put a bunch of them on my flowers. So let's pull this out. I'm going to take my pick tool and I'm just grabbing the smallest one, and I'm just placing them willy-nilly. I'm not putting on all of them. I'm not even really making a pattern. I'm just placing them where I think that looks good. Like I said, you don't even have to do this part, but you know, if you guys got them, use them, right? Put one there. Let's bling this puppy up. One there. We all gotta have a little bling in our lives, right? Let's kind of go maybe right there. Okay. You can put them on all of them. More the merrier, right? Okay, sorry for the constant clearing of my throat, you guys. I know that's irritating. All right, and now we're going to take these cute hexagons, and I'm going to pick this lighter color, which I'm telling myself that it's lemon lime twist. I don't know if it was meant to be that, but that's what I'm calling it. I'm going to put one here. I'll put the smaller one right here. I'm going to put another bigger one right up here. All right, so there is, what was that? Card number 3. You know, Debbie, it really is pretty. It's the brightness of it, I think. Yeah. And I mean, I love blue. And I think it's still pretty with that blueberry bushel. It's like a brighter color with the other bright colors. So, okay, let's keep moving along here, you guys. You know me, I take forever. I talk way too much. All right. Now, this card here, I have to do a little. When I first designed this card, I was going to use DSP for my background. Then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like that. So I thought, you know what, let's just stick with, I wanted a potting bench. This is what, you know how when you're making a card, you have a thought or an idea in your head? It's like I wanted a potting bench, but I didn't really know how to make a potting bench. So the first thing I was going to do is I was going to use this Old Olive DSP, obviously not embossed, just plain. I liked it. It kind of seemed like a mossy old potting bench. I just thought that was cool. Well, when I put it on the paper, I was on my card, I was like, oh, I don't like that, because then I wanted to use this DSP for the bench. So then I just took basic white and I embossed it with the stone, I think it's called like Stone and Vine or Stone and Leaf embossing folder, and I thought, oh, this isn't so bad, and I put some speckles on there with Misty Moonlight and I ran that around, and I thought, okay, I like it now. Well, then I was cutting the class out and I thought, you know, I'm wondering if we could still use this paper, the DSP I was talking about. I did emboss it. Like I said, it's kind of hard with my camera, you guys. It's not the greatest. I think you can kind of see it. I think that looks kind of cool. So what do you guys think? Should I do like the original card and do the white? Or should I try the Old Olive, the green? What do you guys think? Okay, so while you guys are thinking about that, this is everything that's in your card kit. A piece of thick basic white cut and scored for you. In your kit, regardless of what we decide to make today, you will get both of these. You will get a basic white that is embossed and a piece of the DSP from the Mixed Up Patterns that's also embossed. You can decide which one you like best. You'll receive a piece of the wood grain DSP. You'll receive a piece of Mossy Meadow and a piece of Old Olive DSP to cut out your foliage. A piece of Berry Burst to cut your little thread holder thingy and your shovel. You'll receive a piece of two-tone Cajun Craze cardstock, because we are going to use the sanding tool on these to give them a little zhuzh. You'll receive a piece of crumb cake to die cut this that looks like soil. Okay, and I think I said everything that's in your kit. Okay. All right. So I have already die cut my foliage. I have die cut the Old Olive. My fingers are not working. Old Olive and Mossy Meadow. I liked the different colors. I'm going to take my piece. Now this right here is this die. Okay? It's long. You just put it on your piece of paper, and then we're going to cut this to put inside of our pot. So I'm going to do that first, and I'm just cutting this. I want that piece. Okay? Then I'm going to take my one of my darker pots, and now this one I'm not doing any embossing. Debbie, I love the original white idea. Okay, then let's go with the white. We'll do the white one. Okay, so I'm going to take a section, and I'm just going to kind of put this in here. Okay. And I'm just eyeing how much I want in my pot. And then I'm going to trim that off, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to reposition this so that it looks like the dirt's partway in the pot, because our shovel's going to go in there. But I don't want it all, like I want some of it like at the top to stick out and some of it like that. You see that? Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I am going to place a dimensional over the top of this. I'm not going to take the backing off yet because I just want something to secure that down. But I want to make sure that I can still get my shovel in there. Okay, so we have that done. Now that we know that we're going with our white, I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to just kind of make some space because I'm going to do a little splattering on this, and I don't want to get it on my other pieces. So this is the piece of basic white that is already embossed. And then I'm going to take my Misty Moonlight dark blends. I'm going to take my bone folder and we're going to do a little flicking just to kind of mimic what I was talking about before. As much or as little as you would like. More so towards the top because you're really not going to see that bottom. Okay, so I've got those. And then what I did was I just, when I placed this on my card, I still was like, something was just missing. Okay. And so I went like this and went, oh, I don't know. So then I just took my Misty Moonlight ink pad and I just took it. Now you could use your blending brush, whichever way. I am, you know, lazy stamper. And I just went like this. Just very light. It looks dark, but I'm just using a light touch. And it's going on those raised edges, like I said, as much as you like. Okay, I'm going to close this up, and then we're going to add seal to this, and another 3D embossing folder, so a very light hand. Okay, so you don't tear your paper, and if you do, that's okay, because when you lay that down, you're never going to see the tear in it. And again, this is the same size as my card base, so I am going to put this at the bottom, and then I just let it lay down. Okay, then we're going to take our wood grain piece of DSP. It's called Mixed Up Patterns, I believe. And this is my potting bench. Oh, you know what? I put Misty Moonlight on this too. Okay, so I already put seal on there, so you might want to do this before you put your seal on. but I just did the same thing. Again, if you're not comfortable doing it this way, you could use your blending brush. Okay, and I'm just a light hand, and I don't want it to be like perfect. I want it to look a little dirty, I guess. Maybe it's a potting bench, right? Okay. I will put that away when I unsticky myself. And we are going to put that right at the bottom of our card base. And this is the same size again. So it goes all the way to the edges. So there we have our potting bench. I like the look of that like extra ink on there. It just really makes it stand out a little bit more. So then remember how I put that dirt in this pot? That one is going to go almost to the exact edge of our card. Okay? And we're going to have our dimensionals on there. And we're going to put that right towards the edge. Then what I did was I said I used two-tone paper. I did one on the dark side, one on the light side. And this is Cajun Craze. And all I'm doing is, I think these might have been like emery brushes, but if you have like a sanding block, whatever, you can use an emery board. And I'm just going, and I'm, you know when you have terracotta pots and they kind of have that look to them? That's what I'm trying to mimic here. So you go on the edges, you can rub in the center. And this is nice with the two-tone paper because you have that white core in the center of it. Okay, so then we have that one done. And I'm going to do the same thing on the little saucers. And it's okay when you bend the paper a little bit because it's, you know, they're terracotta pots. You want to give that wear and tear to them. Okay, and this is the light side. You can do as much or as little as you want. Maybe you don't even want your pots to look like this. You don't have to do this part. I love to craft, so I'm always like, let's do one more step, right? Let's do one more thing to make it cuter. Okay, so then we're going to do that, and then the light side of this saucer. Okay, and we have that. And I'm going to put my sanding block aside, and see, it doesn't really take long at all. Okay, so I'm going to do like I did for all the other cards, except for I'm going to put the saucers on here first so that I remember where my dimensionals need to go. I'm just going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. I'm going to flip it over, and then I just like to secure those down with some dimensionals. I'm just going to put them on there like that so that they stay stuck. And this, as of always, this video is going to go over because we still have one more card after this because I added that extra card in there. Oops, don't take those off yet. Don't take the backings off because I want to slip. So the pot that's going to be on the left, I did the mossy meadow leaves. I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to take another one of these dimensionals. Okay. And put that over the top so that it stays put. And one in the center. I'm going to do the same thing, and this is the old olive one. I just love that kind of, it's not variegated look, but that look with that DSP like that. Ugh, I just fell in love. I was having so much fun, you guys. Not even funny. All right. As they say, there's not, I mean, I know there's a lot of people, but I love making cards and stuff. All right, so I'm going to peel these backings off. Just like that. And we're going to do the mossy meadow one. Let's bring this card up here, because this one goes a little bit higher and the other one goes just a hair lower. Okay, like so. They're kind of stay, you know, over the top of one another. Okay, and then I'm going to take Oh no, did I lose? Oh, my pieces. Remember these that we cut out ahead? Our good luck. This goes in this pot here. And of course I stuck that down first. I shouldn't have done that. Oh no, it still fits. Okay, and that one's gonna go in like that. I'm gonna stick that in there because I'm just gonna put a dimensional on the back of that. Just like that. I'm gonna peel this backing off, and I'm just gonna stick that right on the back. Like that. Okay, now again we're gonna put our shovel together. And this is the piece that we die cut from the beginning from our stamping guide. Okay, and then I'm going to curve this one because I really like that shovel look, that little bend in there. And it doesn't take much. And you want to be careful because there's detailed die cut in here and you don't want to tear your shovel. Okay. And then before we add that on, we have our other little piece here, our little hanger. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to put it in the little hole that's die cuts out for you. And I just put a little slice in there so that I can get it in there where it needs to go. Maybe. Oh boy, I tell ya. Okay, and we are going to put that there. I'm going to set that there, and I'm going to put a mini dimensional right here. Okay, now I'm going to take another dimensional. I'm using a lot of dimensionals today, huh? And we are going to put one on the shovel. Okay, and just one at the top. And I'm going to bend this up a little bit, and we're going to stick the tip of the shovel underneath the dirt. Okay, like so, and then like that. Isn't that cute? Your little potting bench. And then I used, for this one, I wanted to add green to this to kind of bring out the green of the leaves. And I used these. They are called Moody Palette Glossy Dots. And this is Old Olive. So I'm going to put a big one here, a little one here, and another big one right up here. So what do you guys think? Card number 4. Thanks, Debbie. Okay, so now card number 5. Now I know that it's like, you know, you shouldn't pick your favorite child, but I love this card, you guys. And I say that like, oh, I make a card, I'm like, oh my god, I love this card so much. But this one is like your little gardening tool bag. Yeah, isn't that cute? All right, so we have our one piece left here from our stamping guide. That's that. Okay, so in your kit, you will receive all these fun parts and pieces. You will receive Daffodil Delight for a card base, a piece of DSP for your mat. This DSP is for your bag. Then this DSP is for the pocket, for the front of your bag. It will be cut, and there will be score lines on there. And they're just basically, I went in at 1 1/8 and did a score, turned it around, and then 1 1/8 and scored. I just wanted to give it that, so I just taking it and bending it back and forth. You're not folding, you're not it just gives it like, it looks like pockets to go on the front. Okay, so you'll have that. Piece of basic white for the inside of your card. A piece of strawberry slush to cut flowers, a piece of that luster paper to cut your tools, a piece of crumb cake to die cut your tool ends and a sign, And that will go with the one that we stamped here. And then a piece of lemon lime twist for your foliage. And then you'll receive 2 strips of basic white. This is for our bag. And then you also want to die cut out of your strawberry slush besides flowers, one of those little doodads again. Okay? So, this card looks like, oh, so many, but it's not that bad. Okay, so first things first. I am going to fold and burnish my card base. Okay. I'm going to take my piece of DSP and I am going to add seal to that. I love this paper set, different papers. It's just so cool. Okay, and these look like little daisies. Oh, so cute. Okay, so we're going to put that on the front. I'm going to take this strip of basic white and I'm going to put some seal on there. And then this is going to go on the top of our bag. Now it doesn't have to go like right over like this. You can go up a little higher if you want your bag to be just a little bit bigger. That's what I'm going to do. And try to get it on there straight. And then I'm going to put this not all the way at the bottom, but I am going to only put dimensionals towards the bottom, right here, and these sides so that we can slip our tools and put our handle on. Okay, grab my sheet here. I'm going to cut some of these up. So like I said, I'm putting them at the bottom. I'm not putting any at the top. You could probably put one in the center. And then let's do on each side. We'll put a dimensional. But we want to make sure that we can slide our tools into our little gardening bag. I know why you got carried away. Yeah, Laurie, I just really had fun with this. Definitely. All right. I could have just kept making cards. Okay, so then we're going to take this and we're just going to probably leave about maybe it's a ½ inch from the bottom. Okay, so we have our bag. I have a piece of glue here. Okay, then we're going to take our little pouch, little thing on the front, and we are going to stamp. And I didn't have that stamp ready. I think I forgot I used it. There's a cute little flower stamp in this set. And we are going to stamp it with, I think I used Secret Sea. Or no, I used Night of Navy. Okay, and there's this cute little flower. Now let me grab a block. I use Night of Navy. Pretty sure I used Night of Navy. Did I use Secret? I think I used Secret Sea, you guys. Let's use Secret Sea. Okay. I'm just gonna ink this up. And I'm okay that my leaves are still blue. But I'm just gonna stamp that. You can see right in the center. And if it goes over the lines a little bit, that's alright. The little score lines that we made. So there's our little flower. Okay, and close this up. And then, now I cut all of my handles ahead of time. Okay, these are my handles. And I used the detail die to cut them. Now, I wanted to use that wood green handle because I hadn't used it yet. And I like to play with all my stuff. So if you want, you can do it ahead of time and then die cut them. Whichever way works just fine. Or you could skip it altogether. So I'm doing crumb cake on crumb cake. Just gives a little bit of texture to our handles. And you probably want a piece of scrap paper. because we're going to go over. And this is pretty easy. I'm just stamping right over it because it doesn't matter. That one, that's why I cut them out first, because you don't have to get it lined up perfect. And we got that one. And they look like neckties to me. So I guess if you're looking for a Father's Day card and you don't want to do like a barbecue grill thing, you could probably do the necktie. That's what these handles remind me of. And we have the fourth one. If you wanted to, you could probably do the same thing on the sign, but I'm not going to. Okay. Close this up. I am going to then take my thanks sign. I'm going to put some seal on it. And we're going to put this on our crumb cake outline sign. Like that. Then we're going to put our tools together. Now, the scissors, I tell you, my brain does not work like other people's brains. You should have saw me putting these scissors together. They go like this. Alright, so when I'm going to flip this over, I'm going to put a dimensional on the back so it holds them together. Peel that off. Then, oh no, you need to cut another one. I think we need 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5 handles, you guys, because the scissors needs 2 handles. All right. So you want to cut 5 of them. We'll be in the directions, so. And we're just going to add our handles onto our scissors, just like that. Now, I could have kind of did this, but I'll cut another one. Okay. Well, my hands are so sticky, you guys. Things are just sticking to them. Okay, so here's our scissors. I am going to give it another 2 mini dimensionals. One right here. And one right here. Okay, and this one is going in the top of the bag, just like this. And just want to make sure that it doesn't go over the top of your card. I think I should have one more dimensional. And then I'm just going to stick it right on my card. There, and you have that. Now we have our shovel. I wish I had another end. Okay, and we have this one. And again, I'm going to flip that over. Even though we glued it, I just never trust myself. I'm going to add another dimensional where I glued, and we're going to put one on the, because this one, just like the scissors, they're going to be sticking out. Excuse me. And we're going to just stick it in here. And this is why I didn't put anything down yet. Okay, and we're going to take our green, our foliage, and I'm going to put a couple mini dimensionals on the bigger leaves. Excuse me. Okay, and we're going to pop this right in here, like so. Okay, then we're going to take our rake and we're going to put our glue on the handle here. And we'll pick up this handle. And we're going to go like that. And then flip it over and put a dimensional. So so that it stays. And we're going to go one right up here, the base of the tines or whatever those are called. Okay, and then I took and I did bend up these a little bit, like so. And then we're going to go like this. Knock this over the top. That. Okay, now we are going to take this piece and we're going to put our white piece over. Our little seam binding is what I was calling it in my head when I was making these. I need some seam binding. Okay, putting that over our pouch. Okay, same thing, you guys, for this. I'm putting dimensionals at the bottom and the sides so that I can put my little tools and my little sign in there. Just like that. And of course, use big dimensionals if you'd like. It kind of works with the mini ones though, to be honest, because then you have more space to slide your things in. Okay. And let's get these dimensionals off. Hey, an hour and a half, not too bad, right? Not for having 5 cards. Okay, and then we're gonna put that right on here. I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. Okay, we have our little pouch. Then we're gonna take our sign. I'm gonna put a dimensional. Well, I'm gonna use 2 of them because I have mini ones. Would just take one big one. I'm gonna put that on our sign. Just like this. That's our sentiment. We're gonna take our little pink flowers and we're going to put them right like that. Okay, and I did use dimensionals on these, and I'm just cut them in half, and I'm only using 2 because you don't need a ton. They'll stay stuck, I promise. Well, depends on how much glue you have on your fingers. Okay, and then I'm just going to take them. Okay, that one did not work, you guys. My fingers are so sticky. Alright, and I'm just going to take these and go like this, because we still have to put our little gingham ribbon in there yet. I'm just going to cut off a small piece. You will have a piece of this in your kit as well. And I'm just going to cut this, and I'm going to put glue dots on the edge, on the ribbon. One right there. Hopefully I'm still in the camera. And then, okay, I don't think they're sticking. Yep, they stuck. Okay, so I'm just taking my ribbon and I'm just putting it in the back to make a little handle for the bag. Just like so. There's your little handle. And then you'll have another tool that you will slide in there, like this card, right? Like this, see? And then you would take your little piece and add it on. So now, yeah, I don't have an extra one. All right, so for this, I used the Color of Hues, I believe it is, the little blue flower embellishments. See, I've got some here. And I used one in the center, one of these smaller ones for the center of the flower, these little flowers. Then I used 2 cloud cover colors to kind of look like buttons where your, or rivets, where your little handle is. Just gotta tuck that under there. Just like that. And there is card number 5. What do you guys think of all the cards? And then just imagine a tool in that one. So here we are. Here are the cards that we made. We know which one Debbie's favorite is. So there you guys have it. There is our card class to go for this week. And like I said, place a $50 or more order in my online store and I will send all of these kits for you. Everything that we did today you will receive, as well as you will receive the ribbon for the gingham, and you'll probably receive some embellishments as well. And yeah, so thank you guys so much. I appreciate that on such a beautiful day in Minnesota that you guys stayed in the house to watch me today. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. I'm going to go to just me. So like I said, thank you guys so much for watching me today. I know that I never can stay for an hour. I try so hard, but I appreciate you guys sticking around. When you go to make your cards, just fast forward through all my mumbling, jumbling. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of your week, and have a wonderful weekend. And as always, this is the highlight of my week. I love stamping and chatting with you all. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.